I can say without exaggeration that Awana saved my life. My story is a story about the Awana Club ministry and an Awana leader who made a significant difference in my life. I was growing up in inner city Chicago, and one Saturday morning, my dad did not come home from work. In fact, we do know that he cashed a paycheck about 2 blocks from our house at a grocery store, but somewhere between there and home, he had disappeared. As the days went on, it became evident that my dad wasn't going to be found. We had to move from the home we lived in to a basement apartment. We had to go on welfare because we had no source of income at that point. I was the oldest of 4 children at the age of 6. My youngest brother was only a year old at the time. I remember struggling significantly through those years with not having a dad and all of the things that meant, and growing up without somebody to teach me to play baseball or to answer my questions or to just encourage me when I needed it. When I was in 2nd grade, I had a teacher who in a moment of anger told me, "David, you are stupid and will never amount to anything." I believed her. And I began to make decisions based on that belief. I quit doing homework, quit trying to do my work at school, and my grades showed that, at least in my view, she was right. It was with this background that I started Awana Club as a 3rd grader. And it was in 3rd grade that I met an Awana leader named Bob Swenson. I remember on one occasion, our director got up in front of the club and announced that coming up, they would have a father-son event. I remember sitting in my chair that night and I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach. I felt just devastated that I was on the outside. I was not going to be able to be a part of this event. Bob slipped into the chair next to me, put his arm around me. He said, "Dave," he says, "I've got a problem. My problem is I've just got girls. I don't have any sons. Would you be my son for this event?" Later that year, Bob challenged me to memorize Bible verses. I was convinced I couldn't do it, and I explained to him that that was something I wasn't able to do. But Bob was persistent. He continued to encourage me that I could do that. We had a contest in club, and several of the boys were determined to win the contest, and Bob challenged me. He said, "Dave, I think you could win the contest if you really tried." Well, he kept at it so long that I finally gave in and said, "Okay, I'll try for a while, if for no other reason, to prove to you that I can't do this." Well, at the end of the contest, I had won the contest. And I had not only won the contest, but I had completely changed my perspective of who I was and what I was capable of. Because Bob had believed in me, and he was persistent enough to continue to want the best for me. Bob Swenson had an incredible impact on my life because Bob Swenson cared. Bob Swenson built a relationship with me. Now, Awana is not only an important part of my childhood. Awana has been an important part of my entire life. The church that I am now pastor of and that I was involved in planting 15 years ago was begun with Awana ministry. We are very much an urban church in central Nebraska. Now that may seem like a paradox, but it's a reality for our ministry. Our desire was to reach out to low-income families in our community, and we found the means of reaching out to boys and girls through an Awana Club to be an effective way of doing that. I have seen Awana transform many lives, and I've seen Awana transform lives as leaders get involved in the lives of boys and girls. It transforms the lives of the children who need someone who believes in them, just as Bob believed in me. But I also have seen Awana transform the lives of leaders as they see opportunities for ministry and impact in the lives of the next generation. I also want to emphasize that it's not about curriculum, it's not about program, it is all about relationships. And relationships are often small things that we may overlook or we may think are insignificant, but may be remembered a generation later as influencing a life.
Ice cream line starts right here.
You have to love the kids you're working with. You have to love them enough to get to know them, to show that you care. You have to love them enough to even hurt with them when they hurt. At that point, you have the opportunity to create a moment that changes everything.